템즈강 물을 보고 자란 영국 청년 청계천 앞에서는 전혀 다른 반응을 보인 적도 있습니다.
So that was actually sick.
Some people call Seoul one of the best cities in the world. So naturally, we had to find out for ourselves.
It's very beautiful and fun. It's one of my favourite places so far.
This is the start of our biggest trip of the year. 10 days travelling across South Korea, visiting 5 different destinations.
안녕하세요.
Before heading to Japan for another 12 days of adventure. A city that rose from the devastations of war to become one of the world's leading cultural and economic powerhouses. Seoul has exploded in popularity thanks to everything from K-pop and K-dramas to its incredible food scene.
The bread itself is really nice.
That's actually banging.
Over the next 2 days, we'll be exploring ancient palaces, hidden traditional villages, bustling food markets, and even the border with North Korea. So, is Seoul really worth all the hype? Make sure to hit subscribe and follow along for the journey, and let's find out.
정말 그 정도일까요? 지금부터 직접 확인하러 가보겠습니다.
Hello guys and welcome to Seoul. We are just walking down the Myeongdong area, ready to go and do a full day of exploring, and oh my god,
Crazy,
first
isn't it?
impressions are sensory overload. There is literally 1 million signs all in the distance. There's sounds everywhere, lots of people everywhere, and yeah, I think this is one of the first places as we've walked out. We've had a little bit of a culture shock where it's not like anywhere else we've been to in Asia for quite a long time, to be fair. About to get run over from an electric car.
Thank you. That's 1 minute.
No, thank you.
The streets of Seoul were unlike anything we'd seen before. Colourful shops, themed cafes, and enough distractions to keep us busy all day. But that would have to wait. We needed to meet our group and head to our first stop, Gyeongbokgung Palace, where we were about to swap futuristic Seoul for centuries-old Korea.
번화한 명동을 뒤로하고 지하철에 올라 도착한 곳은 경복궁이었습니다.
Let's go.
So we are going to watch the changing of the guards in South Korea, which is super exciting because I love watching this in England. It's like a memory of mine as a kid. It's starting and it looks so cool. So yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I can hear a drum beating now.
현재 수문군이 착용한 The uniforms are a reproduction from the 15th century.
专门军的军服再现了朝鲜前期15世纪的。
So that was actually sick. So instead of the UK where the changing of the guards is like actual army regiments that are there to obviously like protect Buckingham Palace, this is like a historical reenactment. So they're all wearing very colourful clothes. I think they said 15th century clothes. They've got the old school drums. And yeah, it reminds me of something like out of Mulan or like a kung fu movie or a samurai movie. It's actually sick. Love it so far.
화려한 의식이 끝나고 나서야 이 궁궐이 품은 역사의 무게가 다가왔습니다.
So after watching that ceremony, it probably won't surprise you to learn that this isn't just any old building. Gyeongbokgung Palace was first built in 1395 and became the main royal palace of Korea's Joseon dynasty. Over the centuries, it was destroyed, rebuilt, damaged again during the Japanese occupation of Korea, and much of what you see today has been carefully restored. What makes it so impressive isn't just the history though. Right in the middle of one of the most modern cities in the world, you've got huge traditional halls, peaceful courtyards, and mountain views that make it feel like you've stepped back hundreds of years in time.
We are officially in the grounds of the palace now, and if you can see behind me, everyone's in these traditional Korean clothing, which is so beautiful. I definitely want to do that on this trip.
And just like that, we're leaving the palace behind and heading straight to a traditional village still hidden inside modern Seoul.
궁을 나와 발길이 향한 곳은 사람들이 실제로 살고 있는 마을이었습니다.
We are just heading into a traditional Hanok village.
It looks like everybody else in Seoul is as well.
The craziest thing of all is that even with the crowds, people still had parcels left on their doorsteps, which just shows how safe it feels here. Even when parcels are dropped behind locked doors in the UK, they still get stolen.
So they've got one of these shops where you can personalise your own little like...
It takes 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, should we do it?
Yeah, go on.
So you can choose what you want to personalise, and then you stick on the things.
After spending the morning stepping back through Seoul's history, it was time to experience another side of the city, its food scene. Now, back to Ixion Street to try the viral salt bread.
익선동에서는 짭짤한 소금빵으로 유명한 빵집에 들러 웃음 가득한 시간을 보냈습니다.
So we are about to try the famous salt bread that we've heard so much about in Korea. I've absolutely no clue what it is, what it tastes like, but everybody said I've got to try it, so let's give it a whirl. The only thing is, you've got to buy 4, so you can't buy 1. Thank you. How much? Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. That was quick.
Over there.
Out this way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, come on then. Got a little, look at this.
Got a little
So
bag.
if you want to take your salt bread to work with you, it's a little lunchbox. Look.
At lunch.
It's versatile.
Flip it.
Whoa, don't
Wait, like this. Bring your own salt bag.
Bring your own buns.
The first impression is it kind of feels a bit like a croissant when you like rip it open. So it's got a flaky bottom, soft middle, and I'm just gonna eat all of it basically. You know what it tastes like? It literally tastes like a croissant with a load of salt on it. It's like you almost want to get hit with the sweetness, but you get a really salty.
Imagine like a garlic brioche without the garlic.
Yeah. It's alright. Do you want more water to go with it? The actual bread itself is really nice. I think it's just very, very, very salty. And if that train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up. Can I get this?
Where are your badges from?
I don't know.
How do you say thank you again?
Look at that. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다.
Yeah?
Is that right?
On my phone.
Spent the rest of the afternoon just exploring the streets of Seoul and soaking it all in. So far, we were blown away by the city. It genuinely felt like everywhere you turned there was something new to discover. Loud, bright, unapologetic, quirky. A real culture shock for us, which after so much travelling is actually hard to come by. You can see why so many expats choose to live here. Even after 10 years, it feels like you'd still be discovering new things.
다음 날 이들은 전혀 다른 얼굴의 서울을 마주하러 떠났습니다.
Anyway, the next day it was time to explore a different side of Korea's history as we headed out on a day tour to the DMZ, the demilitarised zone between North and South Korea. Genuinely a must-do if you're visiting Seoul, and a day that would reveal some pretty shocking truth.
그런데 도착한 곳의 첫인상은 예상과 달랐습니다. 하지만 분위기는 이내 완전히 바뀌었습니다. 첫 목적지는 다름 아닌 이산 가족을 위한 공원이었습니다.
Strange that there's a theme park here. Like you can hear, you can hear it in the background. Kids having a good time, like screaming. There's like a pirate boat, teacups, a bloody roller coaster. I thought it would be more of a somber affair, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're starting the sombre affair.
Yeah.
So our first stop is a park that's been created for the remembrance of families that have been separated from the war. So you've got to remember that some people are still in North Korea and some are in South Korea, and the craziest part is even in this day and age there is no internet, there is no phone service to be able to call North Korea, there's no lettering service, so if your family was left in North Korea and you're in South Korea, there was absolutely no way of communicating now. So it's a way for people to come and remember family members that they no longer can speak to. There's lots of like memorials around and stuff like that, and there's also like a fence where people can write messages as well to their families that obviously they can't speak to. But my God, could you imagine like the war never ended, it's just been paused. That's what our guide was saying, because there's never actually been like a peace treaty, so it's more actually like they've just chosen to not continue fighting. But yeah, could you imagine being separated from your family because of that? And it's been like, I think it's 70 years. Yeah, super sad. This is the name of the park, but my Korean is terrible, so I'm just gonna call it the park.
가족을 만날 방법이 사라진 지 어느덧 70년, 그 무게를 아는 채 다음 장소로 향했습니다.
As we're walking down this bridge, this is just walking to North Korea now, so I don't want to walk over here, but essentially if we could get through this barrier and obviously across the big DMZ zone that they've created, then you'd be in North Korea, which is crazy.
We then entered the restricted military area near the DMZ itself. Before crossing into the zone, our guide gave us a long list of rules, the biggest one being absolutely no filming of any military personnel. Not long after, the bus was stopped and a group of South Korean soldiers came on board to check everyone's passports. What really surprised me was how young some of them looked. It's one of those moments that suddenly reminds you that this isn't just a tourist attraction. You're visiting one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world.
이제 마주한 건 실제로 존재했던 남침 땅굴이었습니다.
Our next stop was one of the invasion tunnels built by North Korea after the Korean War ceasefire. The plan was to secretly tunnel underneath the border and create a route that could potentially be used to move large numbers of troops towards Seoul without being detected. Thankfully, the tunnels were discovered before they could ever be used, and today visitors can actually descend into part of the tunnel systems themselves. Unfortunately, filming wasn't allowed down there, but honestly, it's probably one of the most memorable parts of the tour.
땅굴을 나와 마침내 두 눈으로 북한을 마주할 시간이었습니다.
Our first real glimpse into North Korea. Again, cameras weren't allowed, but luckily our guide shared some photos with us afterwards. Through the binoculars, we could make out buildings, farmland, and even a couple of North Korean soldiers casually standing around having a cigarette. It's a strange feeling looking across at a country you've heard so much about, but know so little about. On one hand, it's fascinating seeing into one of the most secretive nations in the world, but at the same time, it's impossible not to think about the difficult history between North and South Korea and the reality of life for many people living just a few kilometres away on the other side of the border. Standing there, looking into North Korea with your own eyes, it's definitely one of those travel experiences that stays with you long after you've left.
이렇게 서울에서의 이틀이 끝났습니다. 화려한 도심과 아픈 역사를 함께 품은 짧지만 진한 여정이었습니다.